Good evening, race fans. Here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway for the American Sim Racing League. Did not have my stream muted. Whoopsie. All right, let's fire off again. We're here tonight for the American Sim Racing League Wednesday night ARCA Series race here at Talladega. Super excited to be here tonight. Got a strong field of drivers out here looking to compete for that coveted race win, because you see to the right of the schedule, the playoffs. The system is exactly like how NASCAR has their playoff format. You win a race, you automatically punch your ticket into the playoffs. Ryan Dees has been a heavy hitter thus far this season, already notching 2 race wins under his belt. Will we have a new first-time winner here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway? The stakes are high, and you already know with Super Speedway Racing, aka plate racing, restrictor plate racing, that anything and everything can and will happen. Gotta be focused at all times in order to be there at the end when it counts most. We just now dipped over into qualifying. Want to go through the schedule real quick just to let y'all know we will be on an extended break for the holidays next week. So on behalf of ASRL, Five Kings Motorsports, and Five Kings Network, want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. And then coming back the 1st of December, we're going to Nashville Super Speedway. And now, folks, it says Super Speedway, but bear in mind, that's really not a super speedway down there in Nashville. It's about 1.1 miles in length, so that's going to be a short track, and that's going to be good racing. Then December 16th, we're going to the Milwaukee Mile, the 29th Indianapolis Motor Speedway. January 5th, going to Wilkesboro, and then you see Twin Ring, Dover, and then the Oval Twin Ring, Iowa. And then February 16th, we're kicking off the playoffs at one of the best tracks on iRacing. You want multi-groove racing, you're going to have it February 16th. That's at Auto Club Speedway. And then the second race of the playoff is going to be the Charlotte Roval. My oh my, if you do not think stuff will get twisted there, then you're madly mistaken. That's February 23rd. And then we're going to cap off the season at Las Vegas. We're going to go all in and gamble for the Final Four to see who's going to hoist up the championship trophy. That's March 2nd at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As we get this stuff off the screen, like I mentioned, we are now going into qualifying. A lot of our drivers have already put down a lap, but I figure with it being Talladega, a super speedway, there's going to be a lot of guys that actually elect to not even qualify tonight, because there's people that don't want to be up front because they want to be near the back, kind of away from the rest of the pack per se. That way they don't get involved in any incidents, because like you see on TV on Sundays, Saturdays, and Friday nights with the truck series races, when they come to these tracks such as Daytona, Talladega, they have what they like to call the big one. And what's the big one, you might ask? It's a crash that happens with one car, makes one like minor mistake, and before you know it, you have 10, 11, 12, 15 plus cars that get involved in that incident. And that's because these guys are going to be right on top of each other at all times tonight. So you gotta be weary, and you gotta keep them eyes peeled back at all times to make sure you're constantly aware of what's going on around you, especially at a track like Talladega. But anyways, though, I'm super excited to be here. These are fun races to call because you never know exactly what's going to happen, and that's what makes it the most interesting, because you never know what's really going to happen. I mean, I called a race here a couple of weeks back with my buddy Jason Raymond, who joins me in the booth on Thursday nights, and there was a guy that was running 9th coming out of turn 4. Now this is at Daytona, so the finish line's actually a little bit closer out of turn 4 at Daytona versus Talladega, like we are tonight. But anyways, the guy that won that race, he was running in 9th, 10th spot when they came out of turn number 4. and he ended up getting up there and winning that race. So if that don't tell you right there that anything and everything can and will happen, then you just keep your eyes tuned in right here. And while you're here, please slap that like button on the YouTube channel. It helps out a ton. You can also hit that subscribe button on 5 King Motorsports YouTube channel. You'll never miss an upload. Now, let's see. We got a few drivers that have already decided to come in and take their qualifying laps. Let's see if I can find... Jamie Walker is not in Discord. Not seeing him. Wanted to have a word with Jamie Walker, but we're not seeing him. Let's keep looking though. We'll find some drivers to talk to before we get this race going. Let's go with the 8 car of Mrs. Amanda Sherman. Amanda, you are live in the booth with Tanner Marr. You got a copy?
I do. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, Amanda. I want to talk with you a little bit. You got that famous number 8 here at Talladega, and I've seen a lot of your paint schemes. They're always Dale Earnhardt Jr. replicas, so that has to make me wonder. You're obviously a big Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. What's it going to take for you to put that number 8 in victory lane here at Talladega, where it's so accustomed to being already?
I'm going to have to find some friends to work with if I get separated from Corey and Aaron, the other 2 TNA guys. Work with some people. I tried running behind people that I'm not familiar with during practice so I could see their styles and how they like to lead or follow, and just find the right people if I get separated from my guys and just be consistent.
Well, as far as being with your guys, I see 2 Shermans lined up 7th, 8th right now on the board. Now, we still got a few minutes left remaining in qualifying, so that could change. Now, how's the car feeling with you? I saw y'all all out there in a pack drafting with each other. How's the draft and the car feel for you tonight, Amanda?
I tell you what, when I jumped in, it felt good, but then in a big group, it got looser than all holy hell. So I tightened her up a little bit, because getting in a group with them in front of them, beside you on each side and behind you, you just felt like you were ice skating. So at least I did. So I tightened her up a little bit so I'd have a little more control in a big group in case we all get bunched together.
Right on. It sounds good. It sounds like a plan, Miss Shermanator. I'm going to get you back down to the TNA Motorsports Team Hauler. Good luck to you. We'll be calling action. Maybe talking to you at the end.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am. All right, folks. There you have it. That's Miss Amanda Sherman. Got a little bit better starting position than her husband, Corey Sherman. So that's a battle within a team right there. You know there has to be some bragging rights on the line right there. And I know they do a shop talk. That's what it's called. Every Monday nights on the TNA Motorsports Facebook page. And it's really entertaining. I wish I could catch it live, but I have prior commitments, so I always have to watch it on demand. But man, oh man, I find myself driving in my truck just cracking up laughing at some of the stuff that happens on there. Let's see here. Let's go find us another driver. We've talked to this driver a few times already, and that's because the 17 has been very accustomed to going to victory lane. Mr. Brian Dees, Tanner Marr in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, Tanner. How's it going?
It's going good for me, but probably going a little bit better for you. You're sitting second right now, Dees. Still a little bit of time left on qualifying, but I mean, you see you're going to be in the top half of the field. When you come to a track like Talladega, a little bit smaller field, but there's still a lot of talent out here. How do you try to approach a race like Talladega, knowing that basically all hell can break loose at any moment?
Hope.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. It's
cross your fingers and
well, you gotta.
hope it works out.
I've always
typically usually one that likes to try to stay towards the front.
That's me.
I know a lot of guys like to move back a little bit. It never really seemed to work out for me, so.
That's me, Brian. I've always said have the least amount of cars out my windshield. That's the least amount of chance that I can get involved in a big one. So I mean, it's cool to see that we are on the same page in that one. And folks, you're MFRD official now, Brian. Super excited to have you affiliated with us, kind of over here at 5 King Motorsports. That 17's been fast all season long, Brian. Talladega tonight, baby. Go for 3. Good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, buddy. All right, folks. These drivers are going down the pit road. Going to get Mr. D's back up into his race channel. And we are getting set to take the grid here tonight for 80 big laps at Talladega Motor Speedway. Or Talladega Motor Speedway. Talladega Super Speedway. Excuse me. And it's going to be a fun one. So without any further ado, let's get through this starting lineup for tonight's event. Starting on the pole, it's Mr. 388 himself, Jamie Walker. Outside row number 1, we just talked to him right then. It's from S&M Motorsports, that's 17. He's going for 3 here tonight, Mr. Brian Dees. And then starting inside row number 2, we have the Butcher representing 5 King Motorsports. That's number 10 of Taylor, the Butcher, Benjamin. Starting to his outside on row number 2, we got Dalton Kilrow in the 41. And then Philip Van Fleet representing Lone Dutchman Racing in the 89. He's going to be firing off in P5. Corey Rutherford in the Work in Progress machine. He's rolling off in 6. John Perkins, number 33, out of the Speed Mafia camp, starting 7th. Paul Ellison's in 8th. Amanda Sherman and Corey Sherman. It's a battle of the house right there, 9th and 10th. Who's going to win the battle of the marriage? We're going to find out in 80 laps at Talladega here tonight. Starting just outside the top 10, we got Willie Evernham with number 19. Aaron Bockover, another TNA Motorsports driver. He's driving at number 44 here tonight. He's starting in P12. He's got some teammates right there in front of him on the row that's literally right in front of him. Man, oh man, if teammates get linked up at a track like this, it could be bad news for the competition. Look for those TNA Motorsports drivers to be on the move pretty quick here tonight. Starting 13th, we have Brian Mastico. Joshua Sexton's in 14th. Casey Campbell's in 15th. And John Kay is in 16th. Alright, folks, while they come around, give me just a second to turn my fan on. I do apologize. I got a little boy trying to go to sleep. I'll be right back. Hold on. Alrighty, we are back after that brief intermission right there. Didn't want to wake my little boy up next to me. I sent my fiance a message to turn it on for me, but I don't think she saw her phone. Alright folks, we're getting ready to be Green Flag Racing here tonight. Want to thank y'all for tuning in once again. As the pace car is getting ready to turn off on the pit road. This is do or die right here for some drivers. This could be a playoff berth for a lot of drivers out here. You just got to be that one driver that sneaks through and bees there at the end and gets the win. Wait for Barney Fife to wave that green flag. As the field's 2x2. 388 on the inside, 17 on the outside. As the green flag is out, we are underway here tonight. Jamie Walker gets a decent launch, but has a field of cars right there behind him. And I noticed the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. He said, I'm going up high and going to the back. He did not want to be up front. He qualified to get the good pit box on pit road. And then quickly realized he wanted to go to the back. I don't blame him at all. As, ooh, almost contact right there. You got to be careful going to the back as we have a new race leader out front. Jamie Walker, our post hitter, he's doing the same thing. He's going to the back. We heard Brian Dees say in his interview right then, he's not going to the back. He wants to be out front and center. Right now, he's leading that outside lane with Mr. John Perkins, number 33, right there behind you, giving him a shove. Then you got the 89 and the 10. They're linked up on the bottom. Is the Soul Stealer going to come down low right here? He is not. He's going to stay with Mr. Perkins up top from Speed Mafia. As now he's going to dip down low. As it looks like the 5 car thought about jumping to the outside of the 33. I'm not sure what kind of a 3 wide rule they have in this series. I don't think they have one at all, but there might be. And now, folks, there is a competition caution or a stage caution coming at lap number 28 tonight. So I heard from drivers during practice they can go only about 21 to 23 laps on a fuel run. So that means there will be a stop before the competition caution at lap 28. Who's going to play the strategy and try to be out front? Because with that stage caution at lap 28, if you finish in first, you get 5 bonus points. Fifth only gets 1 bonus point. So that stage win could be crucial in the grand scheme of things, especially if it comes down to a driver trying to point their way into the playoffs. We got a driver going around. That's John Perkins, number 33. That's something we did not talk about a while ago, folks, but we're going to go back and watch this. You cannot bump draft in these cars hardly at all. You got to be really, really careful with the bump draft. As you see, the 10 is right there behind the 33. Let's see what happened with the 33 right here. Did the 10 get to his bumper? Oh no, the Soul Stealer just came down and junked the 33 right then. So a mistake right then just took the 33 basically out of contention for this race. No fast repair in the pocket. I think the 5 car may have gotten to the back of the 17, and that shot the 17 down the track. Man, oh man, you don't want any type of damage here at a racetrack like Talladega. The aerodynamics of your car is so crucial to be able to maintain the draft and being able to get out front and have somebody push you and you be fast enough to get to the front. That could be a storyline to watch for the 17. I'm trying to get a closer look at his car. Let's go to the rear chase, see if there's anything. Not seeing anything like that. You see the victim, John Perkins, down low on the apron. So that's a tough break for Mr. Perkins right there, who had his number 33 up front. I don't think we're going to... you can see a little bit of scraped up damage, but it might be okay for the 17. That's still not what you want to see this early in the race, as that Soul Stealer has a brand new paint scheme from MF Racing Designs. Michael Falk does a tremendous job, and I knew once the 17 of Brian Dees and Michael Falk got linked up together, because now Dees is an MFRD driver, I knew there was going to be some really sweet paint schemes down the pike for Mr. Brian Dees. As we see our second place runner right now, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, in the 10 had just a slight connection issue right there. Now, which lane is going to prevail here? You see the 5. He's really close to the back of the 17. 89's kind of closing in up on the 10. No, not really. That's what's allowing the 17 to get the momentum to get shoved out in front of the 10. Have a little bit of an advantage over the 10. But you can see there's some damage to the side of that 17's driver's side door. So that could be a storyline to watch. Any and every type of damage, whether it's minor or major, it's going to hamper you a little bit here tonight. See, the 10 also is a little scraped up. He was the one that got into Perkins also. So both our front runners right now do have a little bit of damage on their driver's side. It does not look to be bothering them too bad right now. But it would be easy to tell whenever they get back in the pack. They're out front right now, so all these drivers behind, they're basically just riding probably 3/4 throttle for a lot of these laps. They're not able to go full throttle because the draft is so strong. If you do go full throttle, if you try to bump that guy in front of you, like what we see on Sundays whenever the Cup guys are out there, you can bump in those cars. These cars, you cannot do a bump draft. You can hit them once and leave it at that. If you hit them more than once, if you stay stuck to them, you're basically playing Russian roulette at that point. As we're going to go through the field right here and see if we've had any movers or shakers. I'm seeing right now that Mr. John K is our biggest mover in the 315 Cobalt machine. Currently up 7 spots from when he hit the grid. Got Joshua Sexton right there to his inside. If Joshua Sexton 51, look, he's falling back a little bit. And that 9 of Brian Mystico, that's a beautiful looking car. I mean, it's just a Chase Elliott car, but the font of the 9 looks a little bit different than what I'm accustomed to seeing Mr. Elliott run. We have a good pack of cars right here. They're all bunched up together. Typically at these big tracks like this, you see different groups form. There'll be like 6 cars in one group, and then a little bit further back, there'll be 10 cars in another group. But right here, I mean, we're seeing basically all the guys, I say guys, but Amanda Sherman's in here representing the female contingents. But all the drivers out here, they're all staying bunched up right here, and that's pretty cool to see. Not a huge field here tonight, but that don't matter. It's Talladega. Like I mentioned before, anything and everything can and will happen. You see a slight separation to the 51. That's the 10th place car of Joshua Sexton, the silver car down low. So he has decided to fall back a little bit off the pack, as I've already had confirmation from him. I'm going to pull Mr. Dalton Kilrow up into the booth real quick. He said he didn't mind talking to me if he was ever racing. He's just riding around right now. Dalton, Tanner Moore in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So Dalton, I noticed you and Jamie both were up front. I figured this would happen. Explain to the fans why it happened. Why did you both decide to take that machine and go to the back for?
Well, the main thinking for me as to doing it is because it's a long race, and we want to make sure that we're there at the end. You know, being back here just riding, we're kind of saving a little bit of fuel, even though that's not the main reason we're back here. But we're mainly just saving the car. I mean, with this small of a field, it's not necessary because there's only with John Perkins putting it on the hauler, we've only got 14 cars out here on track, so it's not like we're gonna have a huge wreck. But it's more just like a just in case something happens, we got time to slow up and avoid it and keep our cars clean.
Saw what happened to John Perkins. He was just wrong place at the wrong time, running up front. He was actually second man on the inside lane. Looked like, I think the 5 may have bumped draftees a little bit, and it just shot him off. And calamity after that. So I definitely I like the strategy right now, riding around the back, just clicking off some laps. Good luck to you, Dalton.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate the Mr. Kilrow for giving us an in-race interview right then. Help spice things up. I know he don't care to drive and talk. Heck, there's sometimes we argue when we're racing. He's one of my best friends on here. We're on the same team, so we do argue. We have a new race leader up front, folks. Paul Ellison's took his number 5 machine and put it up front and center. Mr. Plow on the front of that car. That's a good looking 55. Got a Christmas theme to it. Got the 5 of Corey Rutherford behind him. And don't look now, but mama, there goes that bad man, Mr. 44. Aaron Bockover, TNA Motorsports driver. He's up 10 spots on the outside, fighting by himself right now and doing a mighty fine job to be up there competing by himself. No help out the back at all. He is able to keep that machine up there. Watch him come down. He's going to do a little side draft on the number 5 right there. Try to pull that number 5 back. As Aaron Bockover is showing exactly how it's done right now. Putting on a clinic on the outside, being out there by himself. Got that Busch machine looking really good here tonight. As I want to jump. Oh, we got some takers coming down pit road, I do believe. 55, Paul Ellison. The 17 of Brian Dees. The 5 of Corey Rutherford. Corey, better get that car slowed down. As you see the 315 of John K go off in the grass a little bit right there. Gotta be careful coming down pit road, especially coming down pit road with a pack. This was an early pit call right here. If these drivers don't go a lap down, though, it may be okay. You just don't want to go a lap down. They should be okay. They should not go a lap down just by being on the pits. As you see, just a fuel-only call for Corey Rutherford. That allowed Mr. Bockover and the 8 of Amanda Sherman So 2 of the 3 TNA Motorsports drivers are linked up on the very front row right now. That's not what the field wants to see. Teammates at a track like this are nothing but a blessing, especially early in the race. Late in the race, they may be a nuisance, but early in the race, they can be beneficial. And you heard Amanda Sherman say in her interview she just wanted to get linked up with her teammates. That's exactly what she's done at number 8. But I want to go on board with Miss Amanda Sherman. I want to show y'all just what these drivers are seeing when they're behind somebody. Now, granted, they're just single file right now, so not a very good representation. Let's see if we can find somebody that is double file. There's probably nobody double file right now because they're about to come down pit road. Nope, nobody's double file. So let's jump back on board with Amanda Sherman. I just want to show y'all just how massive this track is. You hear she kind of cracks the throttle a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit to stay off her teammate right up there in front of her. And she's leaving plenty of room between her and Aaron. She don't want to get up there. She saw what happened to Perkins earlier. The bump draft in these cars is just so weird. It's just because the rear clip of these cars, the back bumper is so flush and so flat. And the nose is so pointy. And it just, physics. It just goes underneath it and jacks it up. Basically picks the rear tires off the ground. She's getting a little bit closer now, though. You hear her crack the throttle once again right there. Look at the banking on this track. It's just, Talladega is just a massive, massive track. Seeing this thing in real life is overwhelming. But shout out to the 8 car, Amanda Sherman. Got the Dale Earnhardt Jr. replica Savage Edge machine looking really, really stout here tonight. It would make me smile. I'm supposed to be unbiased in the booth, but I would cheese really hard if that 8 car of Amanda Sherman put a whooping on them boys tonight. And I'm almost positive one time when I was a guest on Shop Talk, it was after Daytona, I do believe. I think, maybe. It was either Daytona or Talladega, and that 8 car, Amanda Sherman, actually got what they call is the banner over there. So TNA Motorsports, they whichever one of their drivers finishes better that week, they get what they call the banner, and that gets shown throughout the entire Shop Talk. So something really cool they do in-house over there. It promotes a little bit of a competition between each other, and competition is always good. I mean, it's never a bad thing. Like I said, you can catch Shop Talk every Monday night over on TNA Motorsports Facebook page. When are these drivers going to elect to come down pit road? We're lap number 17 of 80. Now we're going only to lap number 28 for the stage break. We know for certain these top 10 drivers, they do have to pit. As we see Taylor the Butcher coming, Joshua Sexton's coming, Willie's coming, Dalton's coming. So the 5 King Motorsports drivers all elect to pit by themselves with each other. I mean, and then the 9 car, Brian Mystico, he is also coming down pit road with them. So it's going to be a fuel call for them boys. They came on lap number 18, so this time by the stripe, going to be 10 laps to go for the stage break. Who's going to win this stage? That's pretty cool. So we had 16 drivers take the grid, 15 drivers actually racing, and we had a group of 5 pit right then. A group of 5 pitted the first time, and now this last group, it's a group of 5. So that's pretty awesome how that works out. When's this front 5 going to elect to bring it down pit road? They passed by the commitment cone once again. It's still the 44 of Mr. Aaron Bockover out front. Got the 8 of Amanda Sherman right there firing shotgun right behind him. Philip Van Fleet in the 89 got that Mopar Dodge looking strong, and got another Dodge right there behind him. It's the 388 Speed Energy Machine of Jamie Walker sitting in 4th place with Mr. Corey Sherman Uh-oh, here comes the Shermanator and his Savage Edge Dale Earnhardt replica. That's a good looking paint scheme right there, folks. I love that paint scheme. I like how the yellow just pops on it. Let me know in the chat, folks, who you got. Who's your pick for tonight's event? Because these races at Talladega, anybody can win it. So who do you got? As you see the 55 of Paul Ellison get past right then. Paul Ellison pitted on lap 12 with them, but he's shown as a lap down now. Not sure what happened to him, and I'm seeing that maybe Willie Evernham is also a lap down. Maybe I can tell from their pit time. That's going to be probably a speeding penalty right there. It's a tough break for those drivers, but they do have a stage break coming. Who's going to be in the lucky dog position? As I'm expecting this group of 5 to basically stretch it out now. I think about 2 more laps and they're going to come in the pit. Right now they're just wondering for oh no, never mind. Color me a liar, because they're coming in now. 44 is hauling the mail in there. Better get that 44 slowed down. Look at the run the 388 got. Cut off so much time right then. Just by being really aggressive with how he entered pit road. Amanda Sherman's out on an island right now, though. She's not going to be able to get to her pit box if they continue to ride like that. Okay, good deal. The 8 car makes it. Shermanator right there firing right behind her in the pit stall. Overshoots his pit box a little bit. That's a mental mistake right there, Shermanator. He can't make those. He's going to have to fight really hard to not lose his draft help. As Aaron Barkover actually cycled out into the lead, but that's not going to be for long. As Dalton Kilroe and company is coming. Got the 41 on the high side, 51 in the 10. All linked up, passing by the group that just pitted. And now, where's Barkover? Barkover's the race leader. He's going to try to blend in with them. Barkover had a really good entry and exit off pit road. Didn't get up to speed quite enough. Now we got a battle for the stage win. We got about 6 laps remaining before the stage break. We're going to pull up a side ticket right here so you can see where everybody's running in one look. As you got 3 cars on the outside, only 2 on the inside. So theoretically, you would think the outside lane should prevail. But that inside lane does have the advantage. They have the shorter radius around this 2.5 mile track. As the 51 leaves his teammate out to dry right then. Oh no. The 41 just jumped down low. That's going to really hurt the 51 unless the 51 can just put the power down with the 10 right there behind him. The inside lane already had the advantage of the smaller radius, but the 51's fighting back strong now. As we may have a battle for the race lead as they're coming to the stripe this time around for lap number 23. Inside lane still has the advantage though. As they get past the stripe right now, the 41 is the advantage car. You see Willie Evernham going. Is that a second lap down for Mr. Evernham? I think that just might be. Waiting for the ticker to update. It's showing me only 1 lap down, so maybe not. Maybe it's only 1 lap down for Mr. Willie. You see, those 2 cars on the outside are still battling really strong. Dalton in the 41 may have dipped down low to allow the team to control the front of the field. That may have been what he was doing right there. Because now the outside lane looks like it's about to pick up Willie Evernham. It's still showing me only Willie's down 1 lap. Let's see what it says this time around on the stripe. It's still showing just 1 lap down, so I'm not exactly sure. Thought he was already 1 lap down, but I hope not for his sake. As you see, the 44, mama, here comes that bad man to the outside, going to shoot it 3 wide. He fought on the outside earlier by himself. He just decided to take it 3 wide. Back over in the Bush machine. Got no help out the back though, no help out the front. Can that 44 really contend on the high lane like that? As the 19 falls in behind the 10. Now the 19 is going to go down low with the 5. The 44 comes down with the 10 here. As the 44, Bockover's looking to make some moves here. He is looking aggressive early. He wants to put that 44 out front. Gotta be careful getting to the quarter panel like that. As the 44 looks like he cannot be defeated here tonight. He's just in a box right now with no help out the back. He needs to have his TNA Motorsports drivers up there with him, the teammates of Amanda Sherman and Corey Sherman. If he's going to do anything on the high outside lane, 3 wide. As I see him doing it again at the tri-oval, looking to the high side, the 44 of Mr. Aaron Bockover. Just not enough momentum there, though. As the 51 gets a nice shove from the 10. He gets out front now a little bit. As we have a good 6-car battle here. It's a 7-car pack. Let's give an update on the pack behind them. As it's looking like Amanda Sherman and Jamie Walker are linked up 2 by 2 right here. That time around, they were about 4/10 slower than the pack in front of them. So that just shows the advantage you have with having multiple cars in a group like that. And then you got Mr. Philip Van Fleet and Corey Sherman. And that's not Brian. That is John K, who is currently showing us a lap down as well. So a 3-car pack right here. They were about 2/10 faster than the 2-car tandem of Amanda Sherman and Jamie Walker. But as we are now on lap number 27, folks, the stage caution will come as they cross the line for lap number 29. Who's going to get them 5 extra bonus points here? As you see, Brian Dees looks like he's getting a little antsy as the 44 of Aaron Bockover is being really aggressive with the side draft right now. We're going to have a word with Mr. Bockover in just a second, because he is looking to put on a show for us here tonight, folks, on the 5 Kings Motorsports YouTube channel. As boy, oh boy, we have a 6-car battle for the stage win. As it's going to be a green and white checker this time around after they cross the stripe. I forget, Talladega is so big that the start-finish line is down a lot further past the trial. So it's going to be green and white checkers this time around. Who is going to get the stage win? Aaron Bockover fell back a little bit. Maybe trying to get a run right here. Going to try to create a run is at 44. It's still the 41 and the 51 leading both lanes. 44 is jumping to the outside though, like I called. He got that massive run. Is it going to stall out back there by himself though? No help out the back. Who is going to get the 5 extra bonus points? Looks like it's all between the 51 and the 41. Is the 10 car of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin going to jump out? No, he is not. He's going to stay committed to the 51 as Bockover is trying to get some type of points as it's... I think it's going to be Dalton Kilrow at the line. As it is, Dalton Kilrow, Joshua Sexton, Brian Dees, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and Corey Rutherford got that 5th place point. So I don't even think Bockover got the stage point right then. Rutherford snuck in there at the last second to get that final point. Man, oh man. If that's how the finish is going to be, we are in for a treat here. As I'm actually seeing Joshua Sexton might have been that stage winner. Wow, wow, wow. That was that got intense right there, folks. So I don't know if this is correct or not, but if it is, shout out to Mr. Joshua Sexton from Ohio for winning tonight's stage. 28 laps, ran clean thus far, had 1 mishap but no caution. Looking like it's going to be a good night as these drivers are trying to get caught up with the pace car right now. Gonna let these drivers get caught up and get down pit road, take their service that they need to take. In moments, we are going to have a word with Mr. Aaron Bockover, and might actually talk to Joshua Sexton too for being stage one's winner. Look for pit road to be fairly busy this time around, folks. As long as the pit exit or pit entry is open for these drivers. As it is, Joshua Sexton in the 51 is leading them down pit road. The only people that's not allowed to pit right now is the drivers that are on the lucky dog candidate or a lap down. As we just saw, Willie Everingham getting his lap back. John Kay's going to get his lap back as well. He may try to stay out and hope for a quick yellow. That way he can come in and get some racing fuel as well, because John Kay pitted on lap number 12. They can only go about 21 to 23 laps, so he'll be due in basically and just a handful of laps, really. This caution will change it up a little bit, but pretty much just a handful of laps. All right, folks, we said we was going to do it. Let's pull up our stage winner of that stage right there. Led it when it counted the most, Mr. Joshua Sexton, Tanner Martin, the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I hear ya.
So, Josh, I'm not exactly sure, honestly, on who really won the stage. It just depends on how the system's going to calculate it. But you came out with the lead there at the end. How's the car feeling to you right then, especially in a pack like that?
Yeah, it feels good. It just, I mean, it's gonna be, you need some help, whether you're on the inside or outside. I think either lane can win as long as you have some help. And we've had some good help there. So I think, pretty sure Dalton won the stage, so he'll cross the line just barely ahead of me, and then the caution doesn't come out, so it shows me in the lead. So pretty sure on replay we'll see that Dalton won the stage, but I think we still did a good job. We had good strategy,
Absolutely.
made no mistakes, and we got to make sure to do that again, and then I think we'll be all right.
So, Josh, I noticed right then, it was the 10, 51, 41. Y'all are all linked up on the high side, and then the 41 of Dalton Kilrow, he elected to jump down low. Was that a coordinated plan for Five King Motorsports to lead both sides, like both lanes, or what?
No, I just think it ended that way. I think if you're that car on the outside, if you really, I mean, once you get the lead, you better get down. Because that outside lane is going to go back and forth just like we did right there.
Right.
So I think the preferred lane would probably be where Dalton is at. And because you're going to have the most draft help there. So I think, as you can see, like behind me and Taylor, the guys are, jumping out 3 wide because they're trying to make some moves. That's what's going to end up happening. I think that line could break down at the end, and the guy that's on the inside is probably going to, have a good shot to take the win.
Right on. Makes sense. It makes sense. Well, that's Joshua Sexton. So he thinks Dalton won the stage. I'm not sure at all. I just went off what SDK told me. Told me Sexton won it, but we'll go back and look at it shortly. Either way, it's been a fantastic race thus far. Mr. Sexton, good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, and now I think it's only right that we have a quick little word with Mr. Aaron Bockover. Aaron, Tanner Martin, the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Tanner, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Aaron, and I'll be honest, brother, you're looking to put on a show here tonight. I can already tell. I've seen that 44 jump out to the outside 3 or 4 times here tonight. Just didn't have the teammates up there to help you, have anybody to go with you. What's it going to take now that we are bunched back up for that 44 to get out front?
I think I'm going to need somebody to work with me. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to go to that third line. And I think that third line can go if you can get somebody to go with you.
Aaron, I watched a while ago. I'm not sure if the lights are off on the pace car. If they are, I'll get rid of you in just a second. But I watched you on the outside earlier. You got up there and were battling for the race lead, and you were solo by yourself. Is the side draft that crucial and that heavy in these cars?
Yeah, the side draft comes in pretty good, and if you can get a bit of a run on these guys, like I said, if I was hoping the 10 would go up there with me, and then I think he could have got the stage win. But like I said, I think that's what it's going to take, is getting somebody to go with you out there.
That's the name of the game out here at these plate tracks. You need a teammate. They can be a nuisance or they can be a huge benefit. Right now, they're a benefit. Good luck to you, Aaron.
Thanks, Tanner.
Alrighty, folks, as we get him back to the TNA Motorsports channel, let's see if the lights are off. They are indeed off. We're going back green flag racing. Now, you notice a lot of cars are lined up on the inside lane, folks, and that is because all those cars elected to come in and basically top off with fuel. And what that means is whatever fuel they used under caution, they went back into pit road to fill that back up just to have maybe half a gallon more. And that does not sound like a lot, but it is. You see the 10 car actually was not in the shot, but got a great jump. Great momentum going through the gears. We now have a battle for the race lead on our hand. Got the 10 and the 51. They were partners on the outside lane. Now they're foes. You got the 51 on the inside, the 10 on the outside. As the 10 car looks like he has no help, but he does have the race lead right now. Just a 9 out back for the 10 of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. And Joshua Sexton has about a good laundry list of drivers right there behind him. I'm watching this 44 though of Mr. Aaron Bockover. He's playing shotgun to the field right now. He's kind of just playing the waiting game. He's trying to see which lane's going to prevail. And whichever lane starts to get the pull or the nod, we'll call it. I see that 44 following suit pretty quick. I think that 44 is a true contender here tonight. As you look at him right here, going to the outside. He's looking to put on a show, folks, and get the race lead here tonight. Got Jamie Walker in the 388. There's a hold down low at the 51, wants it, but he has a teammate of Corey Sherman firing off right there behind him. As now, 2 of the TNA Motorsports drivers have got linked up. Where's the 8 car? Where's Amanda Sherman at? Gotta get her way up there, boys. She's not too far off of him right now. You see, side by side, which lane is going to prevail? Inside lane still looks more organized right now. But that outside lane, the momentums, they come in just bunches. There's times where you just get a massive run and we're watching at home. We're like, how in the world are they doing that? There's other times where they get that massive run and then it just completely stalls out. And that's what plate racing is. I mean, people used to say Dylan Hart could see the air and stuff like that. You know, and I mean, you gotta be able to manipulate the air pretty good. And Bockover is doing just that. As you see the 388, when he jumped out of line, that just killed the inside lane's momentum. That allowed the 44 of Aaron Bockover to bring his teammate Corey Sherman, the Shermanator, down low, and now they are in the front of the bottom line. You see the 10 car going to make a move to the high side right then. So now I'm starting to see the aggression level ramp up just a little bit. Intensity is slowly but surely starting to creep up. And we're only 35 laps into this thing. We're not even halfway yet, folks. It's still the 44 leading the bottom lane. Got the 10 on the outside with the 55 of Paul Ellison right there behind on the outside, row number 2. I'm starting to see that 8 car coming to the picture, just separated by the 51. So the 51 is a no mention teammate right now, basically, to him. I would say the 8's going to go anywhere the 51 goes, and the 51 is going to try to stay linked up with the 3. Because that bottom lane, we just heard the 51 of Sexton say, that bottom lane is the preferred lane tonight. Folks, if you're just now tuning in, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the American Sim Racing League here on the 5 King Motorsports YouTube channel. If you could, hit that thumbs up button on the YouTube channel video. It helps out a ton. We also are on the road to 100 subscribers. It doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it really is. It means the world to me. Hit that subscribe button and you never miss anytime we ever hit that go live button. And now, folks, it's time for me to take a rest with my voice. We still got to do it this way right here, as it is now time for the BAM Racing videos. Crank it to 11. Attention and beware to all headset users. It's about to get loud, folks, as we're going to the turn it up of the night. We'll be back momentarily. Alrighty, folks, we are back. I want to thank y'all for giving me that momentary break. We always need that. We got the 44 out front. Got the 10 car of the Butcher leading the outside lane still. The 3 car of Shermanator sitting on that inside row number 2. Got Paul Ellison on the outside row number 2. As neither lane is really prevalent here. We see the inside lane sometimes get the advantage, and the outside lane gets the advantage. Just kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Neither lane's getting really aggressive right now with the side draft. Everybody's just kind of riding right now, clicking off a few laps as we go. See the outside lane start to falter a little bit right then. Falling back slightly. That inside lane is just the lane to be right now. You see the 3 car. He's right up on the back bumper of the 44. That's allowing the 44 to get all the momentum needed. You see there's a little bit of real estate between the 55 and the 10 of the Butcher. And that's allowing the 3 and 44 to actually edge out those drivers on the outside. It's creating a little bit of a bubble between the 55 and the 10. Whereas the 3 car is, he's getting a burn. He's busting that bubble time and time again. As the inside lane is still the lane to be. Pit stops will be coming up pretty quick here. I know me personally as a driver, I hate having to do a green flag pit stop, especially at a track like Talladega, because the speeds are so high and you got to slow down to pit road speed, which tonight is 55 miles per hour. So these drivers are going almost 190. And to go from 190 to 55 while also trying to be as fast as possible getting on the pit road, it's really, really stressful. It's dangerous. I mean, we saw a few drivers actually get out in the grass. Then we also saw a few drivers not be able to get underneath 55 and had a speeding penalty. As here comes the 10 car on the outside. As got a big shove right there. Enough of a shove to allow the 10 car of the Butcher to assume the race lead on the bottom. That Butcher's looking strong now. As I think he actually wanted to get down to the bottom because we do have pit stops getting ready to start coming. As the Butcher last pitted on lap number 30, Aaron Bockover and Paul Ellison, the 44 and the 55, they pitted on lap 31, so they can go one extra lap, essentially. Now remember, they can only go about 21 to 23 laps on a full fuel run. And with the Butcher pitting on lap 30, he's due in the next 2 or so laps. He's been out front a lot on the outside lane, so when you're out front like that, you can't save any type of fuel really. So he's probably actually going to be in this lap, possibly. Going to find out as they're going into turn number 3 here momentarily. If the 10 car comes, his teammate's going to come with him. Will other people decide to pit? We can tell the 55 and the 17, they cannot pit just yet. Be on the outside lane, that's going to be a Quinn Huff type move. It looks like the 10 cars not electing to pit this time by. Now, this is its 21st lap around this 2.5 mile circuit. 21 to 23 laps is the fuel mileage here tonight. As we got nobody chatting with me tonight. It makes it a lot harder, folks. Come on, talk to me. Let me know who you got. Who's your pick for tonight's event? After we get these pit stops recycled and out of the way, we're going to go to our MF Racing Designs Best Paint Scheme of the Night. That's my favorite segment of every broadcast. I love doing the MF Racing Designs Best Paint Scheme of the Night. And let the 10 cars going around one more time. I don't think he can go another lap after this. I think he has to come in this next time around. What's the 55 and the 17 going to do? They're going to get down low pretty quick if they're wanting to pit. As we get a little bit wider camera angle here, but we can see when these drivers do elect to come down pit road. As they're going into turn number 4 now. Here's the Butcher going to take it down pit road. He is indeed. Got the 44 of Baca following. It's a big group pitting this time. Only 4 cars elected. 5 cars elected to stay out that time. Got to be careful here. You cannot afford a speeding penalty. No more stage cautions. There's not another scripted caution, so you cannot afford any type of mistake right now. That's going to give the lead up to Paul Ellison and Brian Dees in second. I look for the 17, the 55, and the 5. And then we got John Kay right there as well. I look for them to be coming down for service pretty quick. And I wanted to see if these drivers... Taylor had an 11-second stop. He may have took tires. 2 tires right then. Not exactly sure as we see where our leaders are at on track. They are now bringing their machines down pit road. 55 better get slowed up. That's Paul Ellison. Got Brian Dees right there behind him. As you see white smoke from the tires, they're locking them up. Trying to get everything they can. As they are just now going on pit road. Bockover resumed the lead right here. He's just now coming off pit road, getting up to speed down the backstretch. There's still over 25 laps to go, so there's going to be another pit stop. See, let's go on board Brian Dees. He's now rolling out of his pit stall. He's on the access road. As Bockover is coming to the tri-oval, Dees may be able to get up to speed right here and blend in with these drivers. I don't think so, actually. As no, Bockover is coming and coming pretty quick. Dees is about 3 seconds ahead of him. But Dees is only going about 115 versus Bockover's 190. But he's going to be able to be up to speed somewhat. He's not going to lose the draft right here, so kudos to the 17 and the 5 car. They pitted off sequence with everybody else, but still going to come out virtually unscathed right here. You see the 44 is going to blow by the 17. But the 17 is on the inside lane. Who's going to jump down with him right here? We got 3 wide. We got the Butcher up high. And that quickly sorted itself out. You don't want to be 3 wide. I don't care if it's Talladega. You don't want to be 3 wide unless you absolutely have to. As you see, the 41 almost riding against the wall right there. He goes any higher, he's going to be in row 8 of the grandstands right there. As we have Mr. Aggressive, we're going to call him Mr. Restrictor Plate, Aaron Bockover's 44 machine out front. Got the 3 TNA Motorsports teammates, the 44, the 3, and the 8, all linked up together on the bottom row. They got Jamie Walker, the Butcher, and Joshua Sexton. They are linked up on the outside lane, 3x3. with Willie Abraham trying to get up there to the 51, and the same goes for the 17 of Brian Dees, as we are now going to be 25 laps to go at Talladega Super Speedway. As they are now all pretty much together. The field is riding mano a mano. Still Mr. Bach over out front. Jamie Walker's getting a push from the 10 car. That 10's been great all night. He's been up front a lot tonight. Had an earlier mishap in the race. 5 cars pushing the 17. 17 got a little loose and took out the 33 of Perkins, and luckily for the Butcher, he did get a little bit of damage from that incident, but it did not hurt him enough to make him lose anything, really. He may have lost a set of underwear during that incident, because that was probably scary, going 190 miles per hour and seeing a car turn straight towards you. As we are now 3 wide, Jamie Walker, I don't think Jamie likes what he's seeing, so he decided to put that pink speed energy machine towards the back of the pack instead of being in the front of the pack. That's going to allow the Butcher be the new leader of the outside lane. Got the 10, the 51, and 19. They're all hooked up. As you see, the 51's trying to go down the side draft right there. The 10 car is not. Going to have to side draft a little bit to make that outside lane prevail. We now got 23 laps to go. As the laps just gotta click off at this point. No matter what you do now, all you gotta focus on is just being out there at this point. Don't get the car damaged. Maintain your equipment. Just try to be there at the end, like we heard Dalton Kilrow mention earlier in his interview. Give an update on Dalton. He's in the same type of strategy that Jamie Walker is. Both these drivers are electing to ride off away from the pack a little bit. Not too far back to where they lose the draft, but just far back enough to where they might have a chance to react in case something does happen out in front of them. As you see, it's pretty cool. It was a smaller field tonight. They did get separated with green flag stops, but it's really neat to see all these guys and lady of Mr. Amanda Sherman out here. It's cool to see them all kind of go full circle and get right back hooked up together. As, I mean, honestly, anybody that's within this pack, as we're going to be 20 laps to go this time by the stripe, if you're within this pack, you have a great chance at winning tonight. That's just the way Talladega works. A driver like the 10 of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, who's rode up front all race long and trying to go back to back. He was last week's winner at Martinsville. But a driver like the Butcher, who's had one of the dominant cars all night, you can't even shoe him in as a favorite, really. It's up to anybody here. Who's going to make the right decision to go, and when is the time to go? Because we know there's going to be another pit stop in between now and the end of the race. Nobody can make it till the end of the race. As I'm actually going to pull Dalton up just to confirm that he didn't care to be the in-race interviewer, so we're going to make him that. Dalton Kilrow, you are in the booth. You got a copy?
Sir.
So, I'm fairly confident when I say this. There's another pit stop scheduled for you fellas tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
So with that 41 riding towards the back right now, trying to save a little bit of fuel and keep a little distance between you. How you liking your chances right now?
Well, it's looking pretty good. As long as we can, keep it clean and get through the pit stops without having any issues, and not speed on pit road or anything like that. We should be able to at least get out to where we're going to be right up there running, kind of where Taylor and the rest of the Five Kings guys are. I know for me, personally, I'm just riding back here in case something happens and they get all collected in something, but I'm just trying to make it to where that pit stop, pretty much for everybody, it's going to be about a splash and go, because we only need a couple gallons to make it, so should be pretty quick pit stops for just about everybody.
Like you mentioned, though, none of these drivers right here, the top 13 are all bunched together, or top 12 is all bunched together. You not afford a mistake right now, a mental mistake, really, meaning speed on pit road, slide through your box or anything. The pushing and shoving up towards the front, you can tell the lap's starting to wind down because front bumpers are getting really close to rear bumpers now, and there's not a whole lot of give anymore. Everybody's looking like it's go time right now, Dalton.
Yeah, that's why I'm back here, and that's why Jamie's back here with me, because I know the two of us are normally pretty good at keeping our cars clean in these type of races, and we normally work together pretty well as we actually see a couple cars coming down pit road now. They should be good to make it. I mean, everybody that pits from here on out's good to make it. It's just how long they're going to be in the pits.
Ooh. Heads up for Brian Dees. He may have got a speeding penalty right then.
Huh. Well, that will help the cause. I can assure that.
I'm not 100% certain on that, but Dalton, he locked it up way past the line. Was still locking him up. And locks it up into his box, too. Oh, no. Heartbreak for the 17. He got a too far left, I guess. Had to back up, get resituated into his box. He's going off now.
Yikes.
Man, that could be heartbreak for the 17. All right, Dalton, sorry. I know I'm just talking in your ear. I'll get you back up to your race team. I'll probably bring back up after the pit stop and ask how everything went.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Alrighty, folks, we are now at 16 laps to go. We've had a few drivers elect to come down pit road right then. Whoa, hold on. Corey Rutherford. It's not telling me Brian Dees pitted right then. But we saw him pit right there. Tell me Brian Dees pitted on lap 53, but that is not correct. He pitted on lap 63. Alrighty, 15 laps to go. Wins this top group. Going to decide to bring it down pit road. You see Corey Rutherford in the 5 leading this pack of 4 right here. They have already came down for service on pit road. As we still got 2x2 up front, so they're not electing to pit yet. Till before, like a few moments before they do decide to come down pit road, because you see that outside lane just evaporate. Everybody tries to fight to get down low. So right now it's still Backover out front, Shermanators in second. On the inside row, and Amanda Sherman, another TNA Motorsports driver, sitting in the 3rd place spot right there. Amanda said in her pre-race interview, and then Backover said in the mid-race interview, it was going to take teammates for either one of them to win this race. Will teammates race each other for the banner? Or are they going to elect to stay hooked up the way they are and shove their teammate out front for the race win? As we're 14 laps to go, folks, now's when we heard earlier we would hear the cars lift when they would get close to each other. They would not want to touch each other. I think now the lifting is just about done. I would think you're pretty much staying balls to the wall, matted from this moment forward. As we are joined by Mr. John Perkins in the booth. John, you got a copy? Mr. Perkins, you got a copy? I don't know if he knew he joined up here or not, but oh well. He'll talk to us momentarily, folks, as we are now coming to the 12 to go, this time by the stripe. Advantage goes to the Butcher in the 10 car right then. As you see the 51 really getting up really close to the 10 car right then. Gave him a great shove. The 19 looked like he may try to step out right then, but he elected not to. It's basically team versus team at this point. You got 5 King Motorsports drivers linked up on the outside. TNA Motorsports drivers linked up on the inside. You heard Joshua Sexton say earlier he wanted to be on the inside lane. The outside lane, he was not the preferred lane here. Just saw the 10 car come down and make a real aggressive side draft to the 3. As you see, they're really getting aggressive now with the side draft. As we were 11 laps ago that time by. As Dalton Kilrow and Jamie Walker, they're just riding and watching. Let's go cockpit cam with Jamie Walker. You can see what he sees. He sees those drivers on the high side. This is when a big one's going to end up happening. This has all the ingredients for it, because wrecks at these type of tracks, they happen when the outside lane starts to creep down a little bit, and then before you know it, the inside lane washes up, and then boom, they meet in the middle. Or when people are jumping around from lane to lane. Well, there's no lane swapping right now. There's just some real aggressive side drafting happening. So the people in the inside lane got to be mindful of that and be cautious of that, so they don't wash up off that yellow line at all, because that's when a catastrophe can and will happen. Still, Mr. Restrictor played out front. Mr. Aaron Bockover. Corey Sherman stayed committed thus far. Will he stay committed as they throw the white flag? We're going to find out. And I'm still wondering when this front pack is going to decide to bring it down to pit road. Will there be a late race caution to kind of fluctuate all this? This outside lane, they have to get down low fairly quick. I seen the 19 of Willie Evernham jump down low. Joshua Sexton's falling back, so he's going down low. Look for these drivers to pit really quick now. As now it's just up to the Butcher to try to find a spot to get in. Will Joshua Sexton allow the Butcher to come down here? If the Butcher's coming down, he needs to come down pretty quick. Don't want to lose any time on the racetrack. Josh, being a good teammate, just allowed the Butcher to come down. I look for the 5 King Motorsports drivers to come in this time around the track, and they are. Let's see, did Jamie Walker come with him? Jamie Walker's coming as well. So you got the Butcher, Joshua Sexton, Willie Evernham. As I saw a lot of tire smoke, Jamie Walker and Dalton Kilrow. So 5 drivers right there elect to come down pit road. Just the top 4 remains. They are the final 4 that have not pitted. That's Aaron Bockover, Corey Sherman, Amanda Sherman, and Philip Van Vliet. So Philip Van Vliet is a fellow TNA Motorsports driver basically here right now. They're going to need all the help they can get as far as draft help. So I look for those 4 to, when they do come in, they're coming in together. Just gotta minimize any mistakes. You see the 44 coming down, front pack's coming down now. As Taylor the Butcher's just now getting up to speed, not even really on the backstretch yet, coming out of turn number 2. Just going to be a quick little splash of fuel. You heard Dalton say you only needed just a few gallons. Only 8 laps remaining, going to be 7 at the line. This could be the battle for the race right here for the TNA Motorsports drivers. They got to get on and get off. You see the 8 car pulling her pits amazingly. Does a great job. Corey did a great job. All 3 of them come off pit road great. Give an update on the Butcher. You see the Butcher does not have any help out the back at all. No help whatsoever out the back as they're coming to the tri-oval now. They just see Backover right there trying to get up to speed. So Backover did get up to speed enough. Got Amanda Sherman in tow with Corey. As you see this other pack though, they're 2 by 2. They are coming and coming fast. They have about a 10 miles per hour discrepancy between them and the front pack of 4. As Taylor the Butcher is leading this front pack, or this back pack on the bottom line. But you see Jamie Walker in the 388 jumping to the high side now. As they're going to all jump up and just basically swallow this other group. That's going to shove Jamie all the way up. As Shermanator is now in front of Backover. As we are 6 laps to go here, folks. You see the 51 and the 10. They get shoved out front. Where's the 51 going to go? Is he going to stay committed to the bottom? I think he is. Now's when you got to block runs. You got to watch the windshield, but also watch the mirror. As we're 5 laps to go this time around. Not very many miles left in this race. We had 200 to start with. As the 3 car is right there with the 51. The 51's right on the bumper, but Brian Dees and the 5, they had a little mishap with the bump draft earlier, except it was vice versa in the way they were running at the time. Now the 5 car is the lead car. Got the 17 right there behind him. When is that outside lane, the 3rd lane, going to be created? As you see, something is happening with Backover. Backover's falling pretty far back. Maybe the 44's trying to create a run right now. As that time around, Backover was almost 6/10 slower than the pack. I don't see any damage or anything on that car. I think he's just trying to lay back and get a run. So we saw the 44 be aggressive all night. You see him. He's looking high right now. He's not afraid to take it 3 wide here tonight. He trusts his talent enough, but just does not have the help. Has the help of the 9 now right there behind him, but not close enough. It's going to take some side draft to get that 44 up there. Maybe one of these leaders, though, will see the high side starting to form and jump up. I'm looking at you, Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer. As Soul Stealer's trying to go for race win number 3. As Taylor the Butcher Benjamin's trying to go for race win number 2. Corey Rutherford's trying to get him a race win. This is getting exciting now, folks. We're 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 laps to go, this time by the stripe. As where Backover is still basically solo dolo on that outside lane. Somebody has to go with him. As I see the 41. The 41 will go with him, I know. Hopefully. I say that, and then does not look like he's going to. Oh, no, the 41 is going to go in the middle. The middle lane basically just went non-existent right then. Maybe the Bush and Bush light machine can get hooked up. I'm sorry, folks, but whenever you say Bush, you got to say it like that. It's not my rule. I don't make the rules. I just go by them. There's 2 laps to go. Ford Rutherford has edged his Chevy Monte Carlo out front slightly. This is going to be interesting. Will they make it back to the white flag? As Bockover is still hanging on strong, but just nobody will go with him. Somebody line up with that 44. As you see car starting to bounce around. This is what I'm saying. Side draft gets too aggressive as the white flag is out. It don't matter what they do now, as long as one car makes it back around. We will have a winner as 19 gets into the back of the 315. Going to take Mr. Restrictor Plate with them. Oh man, that just took out a lot of good cars. Willie Evernham made a slight error right then. Got into the back of John Kay, I believe it was. Now it's the 51 and the 5. They're bouncing off each other's doors going on the back stretch. 51, he's really pushing the 10 car. Is the 51 going to try to jump out on the 10? It's all the 10, but the 5 may have the momentum right here as the 5 gets his lane blocked slightly. The 10's going to get spun by the 5 and the 51. They're wrecking as Brian Dees has been wrecked too. Oh my goodness, Amanda Sherman is going to win this event. Is this a photo finish? I don't know who won it. Brian Dees wrecking across the line, folks. Oh my goodness. Let's rewind this back. I don't know who won it. I don't know who won this race. It's telling me Amanda Sherman won it by 100th of a second. No, wrong button. I'm so out of sorts right here. Oh my goodness. I did it again. Look at Amanda going through all the carnage. Jamie Walker's going backwards at this point. They are going to be side by side coming to the line. The 89 is trying to pull. Trying to get that pull up there. But the 8 car, we talked to her at the start of this race. My, oh my. How awesome is that? Burn it down, girlie. Burn it down. I am so excited for her. That is awesome. What a great finish to tonight's event. Let's get our 3rd place finisher up here. Man, oh man, my head is about to explode. I hope that needs to get shared everywhere. That's the best finish I've ever seen on iRacing. Man, oh man. Mr. Brian Dees, you are in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you. I don't know if I got a pulse, but I got a copy.
My God. I mean, Brian, that last lap right there, you were sitting in prime spot. And then, I mean, you know how Super Speedways goes. It's a crapshoot at that point. Talk me through the last 2 laps in your eyes.
Honestly, I was doing everything I could to push Corey. I was in chat with him, so we were kind of unofficial teammates, I guess, for this race. And another league, he helped me out that I ended up winning at Talladega. So I was pretty much doing everything I could to try to push him and hope that, you know, maybe I got a 2nd or a 3rd out of it. Then that last lap, I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at the replay. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it kind of looked like all hell broke loose.
It was just, I mean, all hell broke loose. That's the best way to describe it. I'm lost for words. I mean, that's very rarely I get lost for words, but I am lost for words. Brian, let me hear some sponsors that make that 17 so fast each and every week, buddy.
Got to thank MF Racing Designs. New paint scheme for this week. Got the black and green with Shang Tsung with the Soul Stealer on it, so pretty sweet. Probably one of my favorite paint schemes. Like I say all the time, if you need a paint, Michael Falk at MF Racing Designs, he's best in the business. So definitely go check him out on Facebook.
By far.
And thank you guys at Five Kings as well for broadcasting for us, making us look good. Thank you personally, Tanner. I know you put in a lot of work for this league. And then thank all the Speed Mafia guys for pitching in, putting on this league. Like I said before, it's a hell of a league. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, Brian. Y'all keep putting finishes like that, buddy. I don't know how much longer I'll be around. I got to be out there, and then that type of finishes. That was awesome. That was awesome. Good job. Good podium finish, Brian. Hell of a season thus far.
And I gotta put it in there. Because we know her from Sunday League. She's been around us for a while. I gotta say, congrats to Amanda. That's awesome to see her get a win tonight. If it couldn't be me, or my teammate that I was trying to push, I'm definitely happy to see her. So
I can't wait. Cannot wait to talk to her, Brian. I'll be honest. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'll be tuning into the interview myself.
All right, right on, Brian. Congratulations on bringing it home in third, wrecking, mind you, across the line, but still a third place finish. Good race tonight, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, folks, we got one more person to talk to before we get to our race winner, Amanda Sherman. This is Philip Van Fleet. Philip had a strong run all night long, put himself in perfect position there at the end, representing Battle Creek, Michigan. Just came up 100th of a second short. A photo finish to the point where I had to go back and watch it 2 to 3 different times to see who actually won that race. Philip, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Tanner.
Man, oh man, Philip. I just seen what I think is one of the best finishes in iRacing, and congratulations for being a part of it. I know you wanted to come out in the top spot, but don't let that shadow anything, because that was an impressive race, Philip. Absolutely impressive. You qualified in the 5th place spot. You remained up front a lot tonight. You were a good pusher all night, and then there at the end, 100th of a second right then. Talk me through that last lap there, Philip.
Yeah, last lap, when they kind of wrecked there on the backstretch, I had to let off a little bit. I think Amanda had to also, and we thought we lost the pack. I told her to get back down in front of me. I just couldn't pull anybody all night, but I could push really well. So we were able to get back up there. And then right there in the trial, when everybody was wrecking, I just closed my eyes and hoped for the best.
Right. Right. And it just opened up. It was like, and this is not, I shouldn't say this, but it was like Moses parting the Red Sea. Cars just opened up for y'all, allowed you both to just get through there unscathed, Philip. And that was phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And man, you was a great pusher all night. I mean, all night you were one of the deciding factors on which line would get that edge. You could tell when that 89 car was linked up with somebody.
Yeah, I had a blast tonight, so I can't wait to watch the broadcast. I work third shift, so I'm able to kind of watch that by myself because I'm the only one working. So,
right,
but, it'll be a blast.
Right on, Philip. Do you got any sponsors you want to shout out for that number 89 before we get to our race winner?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to TNA Motorsports. They helped me out a lot. They're good friends. I'm glad Amanda got the win. If I couldn't, I've had a blast with them. So, yep.
Right on, Philip. Right on, buddy. And seriously, great job tonight. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish, Philip.
Yeah, I want to thank you also, Tanner, for the broadcast, and to Rick Thompson. Without him starting up the ASRL again, I wouldn't be here because I didn't plan on racing for another couple years until I retired. So thanks to him also.
Right on, Philip. Very class act of you tonight, buddy. Congratulations. All right, folks. And then there was one, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I never cuss on this broadcast. I never will. But damn it, I'm excited right now. Amanda Sherman, do you have a copy?
I do have a copy.
What the hell just happened?
I don't really know. There was just a whole bunch of smoke 2 times in a row on that last lap, and I got through the first one, and I saw all the smoke on the second one. I said, hell with it, and I just kept it full bore and hoped I didn't T-bone anybody and went right through. And then I saw Philip just balls to the wall on my outside. I'm like, no, 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 no. I was actually yelling, even keying up, like, no, Philip, you are not taking this from me.
Amanda, I'll be honest. I've been on here for about a year and a half. So there's been people that's longer than me, and then there's people that just now got on here. But that by far is the best finish I've ever seen on iRacing. Hands down,
That's awesome.
best finish I've ever seen. Like, I know Corey is really good with video production and stuff like that. If that don't get sent to iRacing's top 10 for the month of November, shame on Corey. So Corey, I'm calling you out right now.
Yeah, I will definitely let him know when I hop out and tell him. I told him, I said, I want you to save that last lap because I don't know how often I'll get that because I'm still a noob at iRacing. And
Oh, no,
it's
no, no,
super
no, no, no.
exciting.
You're not a noob no more. No, You gotta race win an ASRL before a lot of people did. That
As
is,
Aaron Bockover just said, we're the 2 TNA members with wins on our team.
oh, that's a dagger. That's a dagger. Oh man, I hate that for Terry and Corey. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Amanda, seriously, good shit. Congratulations.
Okay.
I've never cussed up here. I've had a driver cuss, and I ended the broadcast, and I don't even care
Oh.
now. Don't even care. Good shit tonight, Amanda. I mean,
I appreciate that. You've been supportive all along with me jumping in and starting up in BPL and over here in ASRL, and I'm super excited. And it's more fun every single race, and especially when you get a win. I thought I was getting stuck with an 8th, 9th, or 10th place finish, and I knew it was going to get hectic at the end, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. I didn't even realize I won. I kept looking down at the relative screen, going, "Come on, come on, come on, catch up."
right. Wondering where you finished at.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even really get excited until afterwards when I finally realized what happened. I was like, man, we talked to her at the beginning of the race, talking about Dale Hart Jr., made that connection, and you put it in victory lane. Congratulations to you, Amanda. Give me the sponsors for that number 8. I know Savage Edge. They support us. Savage Edge is great. Who else you got behind the number 8 here tonight?
Well, like you said, Savage Edge. Michael Falk actually did the original paint for this, and we touched it up a tad, but definitely MF Racing Designs. Love his stuff, all your guys' cars. TNA Motorsports without my teammates, my husband Corey. So Corey, Aaron, and Terry teach me all along the way. Definitely shout out to them, the Speed Mafia guys, for putting on this league. Love it. It's a great thing to do on a Wednesday night. You guys for doing the broadcast. We jump right out and we go sit and watch the whole broadcast the rest of the night. And pretty much anybody who's helped me out, like tonight, Philip helped me a lot, Jamie helped me quite a bit during it, and just thanks to everybody that supports me with racing.
Absolutely, and God bless y'all for going back and watching the broadcast. I'll be honest, Wednesday nights are the hardest broadcasts I do. They're a little bit longer races, and I'm up here by myself, so I mean, I'm sure people can tell about halfway point I start going downhill, but I mean, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, so like I'm really tired by this point at night, but I love doing it, and that's why I do it. If I didn't, I would be down there driving. So,
oh man, we appreciate it. Definitely, it's great to be able to go back, especially when you win a race. To be able
right.
to
I mean,
work out, I still go back and watch it.
Man, I'm blown away, Amanda. Congratulations, girlie, for real. Good job
Appreciate
tonight.
it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, folks, that's gonna wrap it up. You just saw one of the best finishes, hands down. I wish Corey Sherman was still online. No, Corey. I wanted to have a word with Corey really quick. Man, oh man, how about that? Amanda Sherman just got her first win here tonight. We talked to her earlier, and we said how fitting would it be to put that 8 car back in victory lane. Man, oh man, let's go to the top 10 really quick before we close up shop here tonight. Got Amanda Sherman from TNA Motorsports. He got the banner this week, folks. Philip Van Fleet in second. They were a photo finish. 0.007 of a difference. Brian Dees came home in third. Jamie Walker's in fourth. The other Sherman tonight. We can call him that. That's just a joke, but he is the other Sherman tonight. He still came home with a top 5 finish. Dalton Kilroy brought it home in 6. Paul Ellison in 7. Mr. Aaron Bockover. He was Mr. Restrictor Plate tonight. If I had to put money down in Vegas, I'm putting money on Aaron next time we go to a restrictor plate because he looked like he was the only one aggressive enough to be there to make those type of moves to try to be in Amanda's spot. Then we had Joshua Sexton in 9th and Corey Rutherford. He rounded out the top 10 here tonight. Again, folks, want to thank y'all for tuning in as always. And I love hearing that drivers go back and they watch this. So, Amanda, if you're watching this far into it, good job. Job well done here tonight. You just punched your ticket into the playoffs. That's awesome. Now, I want to pull up the schedule really quick before we close up shop. You see, we're going to take a little break for the holidays next week. On behalf of Five King Motorsports, Five Kings Network, and American Sim Racing League, want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. And until December 1st, we'll see ya.